Hey, third grade. It's so nice to see you again. This is Miss Hera Lambo. Today, we're going to continue talking about plants and talking about plants stimuli. That may be a new word to you. So what does stimuli mean? Stimuli means the way that I'm going to respond. So think about this. If it's hot outside, how will I respond? Will I walk outside wearing a winter jacket and a hat with a scarf? No. I would walk outside maybe wearing a tank top and shorts. If I were to go to the beach, I'd be wearing a bathing suit. So stimuli is the way that you respond. So today we're going to learn about how do plants respond, because we know that plants are living. So here we go.
Today we are going to learn about pollination. Hi, look at all these beautiful flowers that I've found. Let's look at some more. These flowers are so pretty. Look at how bluey, purpley they are. They're just so beautiful. And these ones are so red and... Oh, excuse me. These ones are so red and brilliant. And look at all the pretty colors. It's so beautiful. I love these flowers, but all the pollen is making me sneeze and sniffly, so I think we should go back inside. All right, that's better. Well, flowers, they make pollen, and pollen is a fine powder. It's usually yellow, and it can make you sneeze, just like me earlier. Flowers use pollen to make seeds through a process called pollination. Okay, do you see these yellow feathery parts of the flower? This is the male part of the flower called the stamen, and that is where the pollen is made. Now this middle pink part of the flower is called the pistil, which is the female part of the flower. This is where the pollen needs to go so the flower can make seeds. Looking at this flower, do you think the yellow parts are the stamen or the pistil? That's right, that's the stamen. The stamen is the male part of the flower. That's the part that makes pollen. Now here's a different flower. Do you think this purple part in the middle is the stamen or the pistil? Very good, that's the pistil. The pistil is the female part of the flower where the pollen needs to go so that the flower can make seeds. When pollen is moved from the stamen to the pistil, it is called pollination. There are flowers that have both a stamen and a pistil, but there are some flowers that have only a pistil, and there are other flowers that have only a stamen. Pollen can't move by itself, so how will it get to the pistil? With the help of pollinators. Do you recognize this well-known pollinator? Very good, that's a honeybee. Honeybees are pollinators, and you can see the yellowy orange pollen on his leg right here. Pollinators are pollen helpers by moving the pollen to the pistil so the flower can make seeds. Let's look at some other pollinators. Do you know what this pollinator is called? That's right, this is a butterfly. And this one is called a painted lady butterfly. Butterflies are pollinators. What kind of animal is this? That's right, that's a bat. This is a flying fox, which is a fruit bat. And fruit bats are pollinators too. What's this little guy called? Great job. This is a hummingbird. It's a ruby-throated hummingbird. And hummingbirds are also pollinators. Other pollinators include wasps and moths. Ants and beetles like this ladybug are pollinators too. These other pollinators are very well known. They are bumblebees and honeybees. All right, let's review what we've learned today. What is the fine yellow powder on this bee called? That's right, it's pollen. Pollen is a fine yellow powder. This yellow part of the flower makes pollen. Do you remember what it's called? That's right, that's the stamen. The stamen is the male part of the flower. That's the part that makes pollen. Why do flowers use pollen? Great job! Flowers use pollen to make seeds. This purple part of the flower is where the pollen needs to go so the flower can make seeds. Do you remember what it's called? Very good. That's the pistil. The pistil is the female part of the flower where the pollen needs to go so that the flower can make seeds. What is the process called when pollen is moved from the stamen to the pistil? Great job! When pollen is moved from the stamen to the pistil, it is called pollination. What is the name of the pollen helpers who move the pollen so the flower can make seeds? That's right, they're called pollinators. Pollinators are pollen helpers by moving the pollen to the pistil so the flower can make seeds. Now you know how the flowers around you make more flowers. Pollinators help them through a process called pollination so they can make seeds.
Thanks for hanging out with us. You are awesome. In the middle.
All right. So much vocabulary. That was awesome. We learned about pollinators. We learned about pollination. We learned about the pistil and the stamen. So now we're going to talk about all of that together and how the plants actually use that and respond to it. So down here at the bottom, we have SC.3.L, L standing for life, 14.2. We're going to investigate and describe how plants respond to stimuli, which is heat, water, and gravity, such as the way plant stems grow towards light and their roots grow downward in response to gravity. So plants have adaptive behaviors that help them survive in their environments. These behaviors help them to meet their basic needs for light, water, nutrients, and warmth. So as you can see here in this picture, all plants grow upwards. Well, think about it. What is up that plants need to live? You're right, the sun. Yes, we know that plants need the sun to grow. So the plants literally grow up towards the sun to get as much as they can. Some plant parts grow or turn toward light. Plant parts include leaves, stems, and flowers. A plant can take in more light if it faces the light source. Leaves must take in light to make food for the plant. Turning towards the light helps a plant make the food that it needs. Sorry. So plants grow towards the light. No matter where the light is, that plant is going to grow towards it. It needs light. Just like you and me, we need light as well. Now, we will still grow, but plants need the light. That's how they're going to make their food, using photosynthesis. But look at the bottom of the plant. What's happening there? Right. Roots are growing, and the roots are growing downward because of something called gravity. Gravity pulls everything towards the center of the earth. So our roots are going to grow down. They also grow down to help get water and nutrients in the soil. And we talked about that word nutrients. It's a fancy word for what? What is nutrients a fancy word for? Yes, food. So just like you and me, plants need nutrients and food to live. It also helps the roots support the plant. Roots keep water and wind from carrying the plant away. We talked about this too. If I was on a boat and I threw my anchor into the water, my anchor is going to let me sit there in place. This is the same thing as a plant. My roots are going to grow into the ground and hold my plant still. Stems grow upward, away from the pull of gravity. This helps the leaves face the sun and take in light. So what causes a plant's roots to grow downward? When I see that word downward, what should I be thinking of? Is it A, electricity, B, gravity, C, heat, or D, light? Why would my roots grow down? Okay, tell me the answer. What is it? Great job. Yeah, B, gravity. Gravity pulls things down. Awesome job. So just like we explained, our roots grow downward, but our stem is going to grow up. This causes the plant to get big on top and on the bottom of the soil. Roots grow towards water. Sometimes roots spread out to reach water. This helps the plant get the water it needs to make food and live. So let's look over here on the left-hand side, my black box. I cut a tiny hole for sunlight, and down at the bottom, I put wet soil on one side and dry soil on the other. Now, if you were the plant inside the box, would you want wet soil or dry soil? Right, wet soil. Now, would you want sunlight or no sunlight? Right, again, sunlight. So look over here at 1 week later. Our plant's roots have grown towards the wet soil, as to where our stem has grown towards the sunlight. This will work with a plant that you have in your home. If you have an empty box and a plant, I encourage you to try it. Cut one small hole, let it sit in there for a week, and see what happens. Roots grow towards water. Why would roots grow towards water? Exactly, to get water for the rest of the plant. They will grow as far as they need to get to the best source of water that they need. So heat. In places with cold winters, many flowers bloom in spring. Some flowers can bloom anytime it gets warm enough. Some fruits will not get ripe in cool weather. Many plants stop growing new leaves or flowers when it gets cold. This helps them to live without water or enough sunlight. So during the winter, you'll see a lot of plants not have leaves. You'll also see the leaves starting to turn different colors. This is because they're not getting enough light. So they need to survive through this time of slowing down this process of making food for themselves and growing new leaves. So temperature. Plants have the ability to go into an inactive state. Inactive. What does that word mean? Inactive. If I take away the I and the N, I have the word active, meaning I'm moving, I'm growing, I'm doing things. So inactive would be the opposite of that, meaning I'm not growing, I'm staying in one spot, and not much is happening. So inactive state when temperatures go outside the range that the plants need in order to survive. This inactive state is called dormancy. Go ahead, say it. Dormancy. Good job. And it is similar to hibernation in animals. Many plants reproduce through seeds. When you buy a package of seeds to grow, the seed is in a dormant state. A seed can stay in the dormant state until the conditions become right for growth. When you plant the seed, water it, and give it the temperature it needs, the conditions are right for it to sprout and grow. In addition to seeds, some entire plants go dormant during the winter. Many hardwood trees drop their leaves and stop growing when the temperatures drop and there's less sunlight. So over here on the left-hand side, we can see the snow on the ground, and our plant does not look very green. It actually looks dead. This would be an example of dormancy, meaning that it's not doing anything. It's really just trying to survive at this point. All right, so looking over our notes, we've talked about light. Plants will always grow towards light. We've talked about gravity. The biggest thing with gravity is that its plant's roots are going to grow down because of gravity pulling things down. Roots will also grow towards water. Why? Because plants are thirsty too. They need water to survive. And temperature. If it's too cold, a plant will literally go to sleep almost and not grow or do anything to help it live. So here we go. Exit ticket 1. Maddie has a tray of seedlings that she is growing indoors. All of the plants are growing toward the window. If Maddie wants her plants to grow upright, how can she best fix this? So Maddie's plants are all growing towards the window. So why would a plant be growing towards a window? What comes from a window that plants need? Is it A, she can give them more water? B, she can rotate the tray one complete turn. C, she can rotate the tray 180 degrees or halfway. Or D, she can cover the window to block the sunlight. What do you think? Good. I like how you said that it's not A or D. If I give them more water, water does not come from a window, right? D, she can cover the window to block the sunlight. If I block the sunlight, will my plants still grow? No. So how can I get the plants to have more sun? Is it B or C? Go ahead, tell me. Yes, the answer is B. I can rotate the tray and turn it more towards the light. Great job. Number 2, Leroy conducted an investigation to see whether lack of sunlight affects a plant. He covered one leaf of a plant with aluminum foil so it would not receive any sunlight. He placed the plant on a windowsill and watered it as needed. Leroy removed the aluminum foil from the leaf after a week. What do you think would happen to the leaf that was covered in foil? I think of it this way. If I'm at the beach every day and I put a cast or I put a blanket on my right arm every single day that I'm out at the beach, a week later, is there going to be a difference between my left arm and my right arm? So what changes will most likely be seen in the leaf that was covered with foil? A, the leaf will be faded and limp. B, the leaf will have grown larger. C, the leaf will be dark green. Or D, the leaf will have holes in it. Go ahead, tell me what you think it is. Yes, great job. A, the leaf will be faded and limp. It's not getting the food that it needs. It will almost start to die. Faded meaning it will be a very light green, and limp meaning that it will be weak. If we do not get the food that we need, we will be weak. All right, great job, guys. You did today. I am looking forward to meeting with you live to talk about this on Wednesday. If you have any questions until then, let me know. Reach out to your teacher. Continue to go outside and look for plants. I challenge you to go look for a plant and find its anther and its pistil. And I also encourage you to find a plant in your home and to try the box experiment. So thank you so much. I'll see y'all later. Thank you.